Hello dear student, welcome to new session of Work Power Energy. It's your fifth lecture. In last class we'll discuss about kinetic energy. As I'll already tell you that energy is of two types. One is potential energy and another is kinetic energy. When the body is in motion, then the energy which is in use is called kinetic energy. And for kinetic energy, we'll discuss the relation as well. The relation of kinetic energy, what we'll get is kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. Now we'll find kinetic energy relation with the help of calculus method. This is basically what we'll prove in previous class is traditional method. Now we'll prove the value of kinetic energy by calculus method. So please write down kinetic energy by calculus method. Kinetic energy by calculus method. So please write down, let a particle of mass m, let a particle of mass m is moving under the action of force F vector, under the action of force F vector. So my dear student, what I'll say, I'm saying that we have a particle whose mass is m and it is moving under the action of a force F vector. So here the applied force is F vector and the particle is moving. So if particle is moving, then it acquire, or we can say then it cover some displacement. So I'm writing here applied force is equals to F vector, and we'll say displacement of particle is dr vector. I'm taking small displacement. Remember one thing, my dear student, if displacement is very small, then work done is also very small. So work done by the force, I'll write here work done by the force, that is dw, must be F vector dot dr vector. Work done by the force must be F vector dot dr vector. Now remember, in the direction of force the displacement can take place. So if force and displacement both are in same direction, then theta must be equal to 0 between force and displacement. So I'll write it as dw is equals to F dr cos theta. So dw is equals to F dr cos 0, and cos 0 is 1. So dw is equals to F dr. I am saying that the direction of force and displacement both is same. So moving forward. Now instead of F, I'll write ma, because we know that force is nothing but mass into acceleration, and instead of acceleration we can write change in velocity with respect to time. Instead of acceleration we can write change in velocity with respect to time. So what we'll write here, dw is equals to, instead of F I'll write ma, and displacement is there, dr is there. So dw is equals to m. Instead of a we can write dv by dt multiply dr, which is already present. Now see, this dr by dt, as we all know, velocity is nothing but change in position with respect to time, that is dr by dt. So dw can be write as m v vector and again dv vector. So this is basically small work done under the action of a force F. Now for net work done we have to integrate it. So writing here for net work done, integrating both side. So I am integrating both side. Integration of dw is equals to m is constant, comes outside, v dv. See my dear student, let's suppose the particle is initially at rest. So if the particle initially at rest, then its velocity is nothing but 0. and its velocity after some time, let's suppose t is equals to t, its velocity becomes b. So 0 to v, integration of dw is w, m, v dv is v square by 2, limit 0 to v. Now put the limit as upper limit minus lower limit. We all aware how to put the limit in integration. So please put the limit. After putting the limit, see what we'll get. So it is w is equals to m, upper limit it is, I'll write half as well outside, so v square minus 0 square, so work done is nothing but half mv square. Now I already tell you, my dear student, the SI unit of work and energy is same, and if the two quantities have same SI unit, then we have to replace those quantities. So instead of work done, I'll write kinetic energy. So kinetic energy becomes equals to half mv square. This is the relation of kinetic energy. One more thing that you have to remember, kinetic energy is proportional to velocity square. If the particle is at rest, then its kinetic energy is 0, and if particle is moving, then only kinetic energy is defined. Please write down, then we'll move forward. I hope you all understand. Remember, kinetic energy depends on velocity of particle. Write down one question. Write down, a body of mass 4 kg, a body of mass 4 kg, I hope you all understand the relation of kinetic energy. A body of mass 4 kg, initially at rest, so initially at rest, dear student. So if a body is initially at rest, then its initial velocity is considered to be 0, because the body is initially at rest. So a body of mass 4 kg initially at rest is subjected to a force of 16 Newton. So mass is given, mass is 4 kg under the force of 16 Newton, initially at rest. So initial velocity is considered to be 0. What is the kinetic energy? What is the kinetic energy acquired by the body? What is the kinetic energy acquired by the body at the end of 10 seconds? What is the kinetic energy? What is the kinetic energy acquired by the body? What is the kinetic energy acquired by the body at the end of 10 seconds? So see, my dear student, they are asking what is the value of kinetic energy at t is equals to 10 seconds. I already tell you, kinetic energy depends on velocity, and the formula of kinetic energy is half mv square. First of all, we have to find the value of velocity at t is equals to 10 seconds. Then we'll put it in the equation, we'll get kinetic energy. Because initial velocity is 0, force is given. So my dear student, acceleration is not given, I guess. Yes, acceleration is not given. So first of all, find the value of acceleration. We know that F is equals to ma, so A is equals to F by m. Force is 16, mass is 4, so 4 3s are 12, 4 4s are 16, so 4 meter per second square is your acceleration. You will get your acceleration. Now find the velocity at t is equals to 10 seconds, because initially the particle is at rest. So apply equation of motion, because acceleration is constant. You will get the value of velocity at t is equals to 10 seconds. So I am writing here velocity at t is equals to 10 seconds. So velocity at t is equals to 10 seconds may be v is equals to u plus at. Initially the body is at rest, so u is considered to be 0, plus acceleration is 4, time is 10, so velocity becomes equals to 40 meter per second. This is the value of velocity. Velocity at t is equals to 10 seconds. Now we'll get kinetic energy by relation half mv square. So kinetic energy becomes equals to half, mass is 4 kg, velocity is 40 square, so 2 2s are 4, so kinetic energy becomes equals to 20 into 40 into 40. So find the value of kinetic energy. After solving this, my dear student, you will get 3200, and SI unit of energy must be joules. So kinetic energy is 3200 joules. Very easy question. Moving forward, write down next question, my dear student. So next question is, please write down, a short traveling at the rate of 100 meter per second, a short traveling at the rate of 100 meter per second is just able to pierce a plank 4 centimeter thick. 4 centimeter thick. What velocity is required? What velocity is required to just pierce a plank 9 centimeter thick? What velocity is required to just pierce a plank 9 centimeter thick? To just pierce a plank 9 centimeter thick. To just pierce a plank 9 centimeter thick. I am repeating once again the question. A short traveling at the rate of 100 meter per second is just able to pierce a plank 4 centimeter thick. So my dear student, under velocity of 100 meter per second, the displacement is considered to be 4 centimeter. So we can write here V1 becomes equals to 100 meter per second, and due to that velocity the pierce distance is 4 centimeters. So I'll write here, under the action of velocity, V1 is equals to 100 meter per second, the distance is 4 centimeter. Now they are saying at what velocity required to just pierce a plank 9 centimeter thick. So just pierce a plank 9 centimeter thick means we have to find velocity if displacement is 9 centimeter. Now see my dear student, as we know SI unit of work and SI unit of kinetic energy is same, so both equations must be same. We can write kinetic energy is nothing but equals to work done, because the SI unit of work done is joule and the SI unit of kinetic energy is also joule. So if two quantities carry same SI units, then those quantities are equal. So we can write half m V1 square is equals to kinetic work done is force into displacement. So S1, I hope you all are understanding this thing. So kinetic energy is half m V1 square is equals to force into displacement. See, this is first, this is second. For second case we can write half m mass becomes same, V2 square is equals to force into S2. Now they are asking for find this S1 is given, S2 is given, V1 is given, we have to find V2. So just simple, my dear student, take the a ratio of both the equations. So if I am taking the ratio of both equations, half m V2 square divided by half m V1 square is equals to force into S2 upon force into S1. Force get cancelled, half get cancelled, we'll get V2 square by V1 square is equals to S2 by S1. So V2 by V1 and its square is equals to S2 by S1. So V2 by V1, the value of V1 is given, value of V1 is 100 and its square is equals to S2 is given 9 by S1 is also given 4. With the help of, after solving this, you'll get the value of V1 as well, my dear student. So please try to solve this equation. So we can write as V2 by 100 is equals to under root 9 by 4. So V2 becomes equals to 100 into root 9 is 3 by 2. So 2 5s are 10, 50. So V2 is equals to 315 meter per second. This is the value of velocity, 150 meter per second. I hope you all understand. Write down next question. Please write it down, next question. So the next question is, a particle moves along a particle moves along x-axis, a particle moves along x-axis from x is equals to 0 to x is equals to 5. A particle moves along x-axis from x is equals to 0 to x is equals to 5 under the action of a force, under the action of a force, under the action of a force, F is equals to, under the action of a force, F is equals to 7 minus 2x plus 3x square. 7 minus 2x plus 3x square. 7 minus 2x plus 3x square. Find the work done. Find the work done in this process. Find the work done in this process. So my dear students, see here force is variable because force depends on x. I'll write here force depend on x. Hence this force is nothing but variable force. We have to find work done from x is equals to 0 to x is equals to 5. So as we all know, if force is variable, then we have to follow the formula of work done through integration. So work done is nothing but integration f dx 0 to x. So work done becomes equals to force is 7 minus 2x plus 3x square into dx and x is 0 to 5. Now work done becomes equals to integration 7 dx minus integration 2x dx plus integration 3x square dx. Limit is from 0 to 5 because limit is always seen by last term and last term is change in x. So due to this force, the value of x changes from x is equals to 0 to x is equals to 5. So work done becomes equals to integration of dx is x 0 to 5 minus 2 integration of x dx is x square by 2 0 to 5 plus 3 comes outside because 3 is constant. X square dx is x cube by 3, limit 0 to 5. 3 get cancelled, 2 get cancelled. So upper limit minus lower limit minus upper limit minus lower limit plus upper limit minus lower limit. I hope you all understand. 35 minus 25 plus 5 5s are 25, 25 plus 125. So correct answer is, my dear student, 135 joules. I hope you all understand this equation as well. So we are moving forward now. Let's discuss another topic called work energy theorem. So write down next topic. It is called work energy theorem. Very important topic, my dear student. Work energy theorem. Please write down next topic. The next topic is work energy theorem. Work energy theorem. Work energy theorem. So what this theorem says? See, my dear student, work energy theorem is categorized into two parts. First of all, we are discussing work energy theorem. So work energy theorem is basically classified into two types. First, work energy theorem for single particle, and work energy theorem for group of particles, means for system. Because if more than one particle is present on any system, my dear student, if more than one particle is present, then we can say it as system. Group of particle is called system. So work energy theorem for single particle, and second, work energy theorem for system, and system is nothing but group of particles. So remember, my dear student, work energy theorem is classified separate by for single particle and for more than one particle. Remember this thing. So work energy theorem is classified into two types. One is work energy theorem for single particle and second is work energy theorem for group of particle, which is also called system. So first of all, we'll discuss work energy theorem for single particle. So please write down work energy theorem for single particle. Work energy theorem for single particle. Work energy theorem for single particle. First of all, we have to discuss work energy theorem for single particle. So please write down work energy theorem, work energy theorem for single particle. Work energy theorem for single particle. So let's suppose, my dear student, we have a particle. In this particle, let's suppose 3-4 forces are acting: F1, F2, F3, F4. Because we know that if any particle is there, then more than one forces are acting. Let's suppose we have a particle like this. In this particle, if mass is m, then one force is mg, other force is normal reaction force. Let's suppose we are applying some force in this particle, so applied force is there. Let's suppose the surface is rough, then friction also activated. So my dear student, let's suppose we have a particle whose mass is m, and in this particle lots of forces are acting. So total I'll consider 4 forces are acting on this particle. So please write down, consider a particle in which 4 forces, consider a particle in which 4 forces F1, F2, F3 and F4. F1, F2, F3, F4 is acting. So see, my dear student, we have a particle whose mass is m, all the forces are acting. So we can write the net force must be equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus F4. See, my dear student, the mass of particle is m, and let's suppose due to these forces the particle starts accelerating. So we can write it as F net is equals to m into a net, because we know that according to Newton's laws of motion, if force is there, then acceleration must be present, and it can be write as F is equals to mass into acceleration. Now my dear student, let's suppose due to all these forces the body is displacing. So I am writing here, let the body is displaced, it is equals to dr vector. Remember one thing, my dear student, if I am applying force and body is accelerating, it means body is moving. So if body is moving, then there must be some displacement. So I am considering the displacement of body to be dr vector. Now we all aware that along the direction of force, displacement can take place. So if displacement is very small, then work done, I'll write here, work done by the forces can be write as, because displacement is very small, so work done also be small, that is dw. So dw can be write as f vector dot dr vector. Moving forward, now see, instead of f we can write mass into acceleration. So mass into acceleration dot dr. I hope you all are understanding. Now we know that acceleration is nothing but change in velocity with respect to time. So we can write dw is equals to mass dv vector by dt dot, dear student, dr vector. I hope you are understanding. Now see, this dr by dt can be write as velocity, because we know that velocity is nothing but change in position vector with respect to time, that is dr vector by dt. So we can write it as dw is equals to m dv vector into instead of dr by dt we can write v vector. This will get the value of work done. I hope you all are understanding. Now for net work done we have to integrate it. So for net work done I am integrating this dw. So for net work done, integrating both sides. So integration of dw is equals to mass is constant comes outside v dv. Now see my dear student, the last term, the limit of any integration will be justified by seeing the last term. Last term is change in velocity. So let's suppose I am considering, let the velocity of particle, let the velocity of particle is changing from u to v. I am considering the change in velocity takes place from u to v. So integration of dw is w, mass comes outside v dv. So if v dv is there, then we can write v square by 2 and the limit is u to v. So I am putting the limit u to v. Now see, w becomes equals to m, half comes outside, only v square is there, u to v. So work done becomes equals to half m upper limit minus lower limit. So what we'll get? Half m v square minus half m u square. This is the value of work done what we'll get. So see, this is basically half mv square and along this final velocity is there. So we can say this is basically final kinetic energy. Similarly, this is with u, so u is initial velocity, so we can say this is to be initial kinetic energy. So we can write this as work done is equals to half mv square is k final and half mu square is k initial. So we can write it as work done becomes equals to k final minus k initial, and k final minus k initial is said to be change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy. So what we'll say? We'll say work done by all the forces acting, work done by all the forces acting on a single particle, work done by all the forces acting on a single particle will change its kinetic energy. Remember my dear student, very important relation is this. Work energy theorem is work done by all the forces acting on a single particle will change its kinetic energy. Remember, work done by all the forces acting on a single particle will change its kinetic energy. This is basically work energy theorem for single particle. I hope you all understand this concept as well as the concept of kinetic energy. So please my dear student, make more and more practice for numerical so that concept will be cleared. Thank you so much. In next class we'll discuss some more question and some more topics related to work, power, energy. Till then my dear student, take care, stay safe, stay happy.